afternoon, good morning, good evening to all of you. Welcome to the Crystal Clear Show. I'm your host, Crystal, and it's my passion to help professionals 30 and over get unstuck from their corporate 9 to 5 jobs to launch and grow a successful six-figure business with my Crystal Clear Blueprint. And today, on our 30th episode, with our year-end reflections, I am with my friend, Kate Carozza. Hello, Kate. Good morning to you.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing very, very well. So excited with our year-end reflections. 2023 is almost finished. A couple of days left and we're done. All finished.
No,
I am so excited to share a little bit of what had happened this past year. And I'm so excited also to discover what will be there in next coming years.
yep.
So let's get on with it. So, Kate, what have you been doing this lately?
As of lately, and it's kind of apropos for the show here, one of my goals that I set last year was to write my second book. So I wrote it and now I'm rewriting it. So that's what I've been caught up doing the most recently.
Oh, wow. So I'm so excited to read that second book. The first book is Your Life's Purpose. Just behind you, we can see
Yes,
it.
yes.
And so what is that book about? Is it the sequel of the first book that you wrote,
Yep.
or
It's a continuation, and it really goes from, for those of you who don't know, that I had an experience with God, which is He gave me the what our life is supposed to be about, and it just takes it from that moment of that initial understanding and where I've taken it in the last couple of years.
wow, so exciting. Well, let's get it on. My first question to you. So, our year end reflections, so many things have passed. We have gone our separate in our own ways, but we have still connected through our show, the Crystal Clear Blueprint. Before we used to call it the Soul Trio, where we would just mastermind what we have learned, our minds to change our minds, the mindsets, and now I think we have grown because since 2020 we have been together chatting, masterminding, and in 3 years we have grown a lot, didn't we?
I think a ton we have grown. I can kind of look back to, especially when we were in the group with Sylvia, and I'm very grateful that we have each other, and to continue to watch the growth that happens is just amazing.
Yes, I am just excited what God has for us for the next coming years. And 3 years has gone by just like a blip, and
Yep.
2023 is even less. So I am so excited to share with you today the important lessons that we have learned this 2023. Do you have any, Kate?
So it's interesting because this is a different way of phrasing or summing up a year. And so for the lesson that I've learned, to me, it's going to sound kind of crazy to some, but really the lesson that I've been learning this year is all about being in me. And now let me see if I can explain that. Not looking to others for judgment or approval of where and what I'm doing. So, for example, writing that book, like I said, I got that book written, I was done, I sent it to the editor back, and there was something about it that just made me think, this isn't it. And I scrapped it, and I'm currently rewriting the same book. So it's learning how to not look for approval of the outside people. It was something within me that said, no, this is not what I want to put out. And so that's been the lesson this year. Not everything that I'm doing or I'm not doing, I'm not looking to others for their approval, whether that's right for me. So that's my big lesson this year. How about you?
Wow, that's a really big lesson because I was struggling in that area as well. I was like, okay, what if nobody likes me? But actually, I like being me, and that's what's most important. If you like yourself, nobody else matters. And if you continue to give, to share God's blessings to others, that's all what life is about. Actually, you don't really need to please anyone or everyone, but you need to please God. And God is already happy with you, with whoever
Yep.
you are, whatever you're doing, because He knows that you are trying your best to use all the talents and abilities He has given you. And so many trials and lessons that has passed, and I think I have grown, and I am more now a more confident woman. I might say before I was struggling, who am I really? Am I just this? Am I just a mom? Am I just a wife? Am I just an entrepreneur? But it's actually I'm a whole lot more. I'm a child of God, and that's what really matters.
Yes.
And it's how I give my time, my talents and abilities. Like before, I've already shared over and over again. Before I thought talents and are only singing and dancing, but actually it's also sharing my knowledge here on this platform in Facebook and in YouTube. It's already a talent, and God has given me this platform to share my talent to everyone, and I am enjoying this a lot. Even I am even enjoying so much that I can't even stop. So I just love what I do, and that's the most important thing. Love what you do, and give value to others. And giving value to others is just not just sharing what your knowledge is about, it's actually loving them the
Yes.
way Jesus taught us to too. So it's really sharing your time with them, listening to them, and just being there for them when they need a helping hand or an ear just to listen to
Right.
what they have to say. So I have learned it the hard way, I might say. But then I have learned. So God has really funny ways to show us, okay, this is how you do it, and it's now no other way. So it's really the prompting of the Holy Spirit also to just pause and stop listening to the busyness of the world, to what the others think of, because at the end of it all, we all have one life, and
Mhm.
it's how we spend our lives that really matters. So,
And
yeah.
can I add one little thing onto what you said too?
Mhm.
That part about not worrying about what others think, and what occurred to me is that when you release that and just work on yourself and do what you love, watch how amazing it is how your life gets enriched. You might lose certain friends, but you gain other ones that make your life so much more enjoyable, so much more rich. So it's and sometimes you may think that you are losing or cutting out or whatever, but really when you focus on you, your becomes enriched. So I just
Yeah.
wanted to point that out.
Yes, and I would like to remind others, if I have read it in so many different books and heard it from so many other mentors. You are who your five closest friends are. So who you hang out with really matters. Are they gossiping? Are they learning? Are they pushing you to be the best version of yourself? Who are you with? And that's what really matters. It's really important who you spend your life with. If you don't, you'll just, like Bob Proctor says, if you don't learn, you die. So what is the best way to spend your life if you don't learn at all? So just
Yep.
keep on learning. Even Bob Proctor kept on learning until his last days, until he
Yes.
was 86 or 87. So it was really important for him to keep on learning, to keep on pursuing and adding value to other people. So, Kate, is there some other ways we can improve our lives? So we have already shared that being with the five best people can improve your life. Are there some other ways that we can improve our lives?
I mean, there's a plethora. If I had to narrow it down and keep it in the topic that we're talking about today, I would think setting goals, setting intentions, since we're talking about the new year, setting intentions for these new year. Um, you have to have a direction that you're going in, and those goals give you that direction. So that's one thing that I would say is write it down, get your goals or your intentions for the year down on paper.
Oh, yes. I love that you mentioned that because so it's the time of the year where we always put so many things in our list, what we want to do, what we want to target. But I believe that putting a real, an intentional goal, a goal and being intentional with it
Yes.
is really important. If we move one step forward towards our goal, that's all we need. And I was sharing it with you the other day, the book The Gap and the Gain,
Mm,
and I really loved it. I had it in my library for so long. My mentor mentioned it to me, and I bought it immediately as soon as he mentioned it to me. But then I didn't get to read it. And another guest from the Crystal Clear show mentioned it again, and I said, "Okay, I have to get into that." And finally, I was listening to it, and I just had to share it to the world. This book is really life changing. The Gap and the Gain. It talks about how you have to have an ideal in life, that so we all have ideals in life and we have all our goals, but most of the time we measure ourselves against other people around us. And what the authors are sharing is you need to measure yourself against yourself from the previous days or from the previous years. And if you focus on the good things that is happening to you and and being grateful for what is happening to you, you are already in the game. So you need to stop comparing yourself. You need to stop thinking or checking out other people's gains because it's their lives, it's
mm.
how they move forward. And so I would like to encourage everyone to measure yourself against yourself from the past. In January, for example, think of where you were in January 2023 and where you are now in December 2023. Where what have you learned? Where have you gone from the 12 months that has passed? I would like to encourage you to measure yourself against yourself from last January, and I would like to encourage yourself to keep on moving forward.
And I'm going to add, I this is just food for thought for 2024. Instead of making one of your intentions money, or I think the next biggest one is weight loss, set those aside. Do something different this year. If you haven't done this, try this year. Set those aside and pick a different goal. For example, like I said last year, my goal was to write that next book, which
Mhm.
I've done. So now my goal for this year is to get that published, and possibly start a third book. So my focus is just going to be on that, and watch how when you focus on something that is really in you is coming out, watch how those other two things automatically get impacted in a positive way.
Oh,
So again, if your resolutions, which I don't really like the resolution idea, I want you to challenge yourself to grow this year. Grow in an area outside of the money and the weight loss thing. Set those aside, because when you pick this other goal, watch those expand. You'll automatically draw in more money. The weight will come off when you're focused on doing something that you love.
It's true. It goes along with it when you where your focus on everything follows. So it's true that we need to do something where we grow instead of
Yeah.
focusing on the money, because I've also done that already. I focus on the money, and go hayward, and and I focus on weight loss. I lose weight, but then at the middle of the year I gain everything, and then I become so distressed, and I become so disappointed about myself for not being able to lose all those fats, all those kilos that I already lost. And then you go back into this gap, and you go back and wallowing and feeling sorry for yourself. So no, let's erase that and focus on something else. We need to grow, and we need to aim differently, and we still need to aim high and aim for the moon, like what Les Brown says. We need to aim for the moon, so when we fail, we fall on the stars.
Yeah.
So that's I really love that quote, and it's actually a good quote. When you aim high and when you miss it, you shouldn't feel bad, because you know that you tried your best. You know that you tried everything that you can, and you just keep on moving forward. Just pick up yourselves. As long as you fall, you fall down, you just stand up again and keep moving forward. And
Well,
that's what's most
and
important.
I also interpret that quote as saying that, and that this might just be me, if you're following your passions and you're following your dreams, that means that you're growing. So if
Mm-hmm.
you shot for the moon and hit the stars, you still have grown all the way to the stars. So it isn't failure in my book because you've grown. So
That's
that's how I interpret that. If you are talking about 2024, make your goal be something that you love to do, you want to learn, you want to attain, whatever it is, but it's causing you to grow. And when you do that, you can't fail. And by the energy of doing something you love, again, we are blessed in other areas of our lives. So it's
true. Definitely. So, Kate, are there some three ways that we can implement to have a successful life?
I think first of all, you've got to take the time to, and I don't mean a lot of time, just minutes to honestly sit down and listen when you're choosing your goals, to really listen to what's in your soul. Don't look at what others expect you to choose as a goal. Pick a goal that's in your soul that you want to just go in the direction of.
Mm-hmm.
So write that down, but be honest about it and write that down. My second thing would be get a coach. Get a coach. More that I had more growth, and I don't know if you can speak of this too, Crystal. I had more growth the first time I got into coaching. And again, now, even though it's quote unquote not really coaching, we mastermind. And
Yes.
I've had so much growth in doing that. And there's another aspect of that coaching. A coach can be your support and they can be your accountability. They can be honest when you might be not focused in the right direction. They can help you shift your focus back and get on the right direction. So I
Right.
think coaching, the accountability, that mirror, somebody that can honestly tell you, is huge.
Mm-hmm.
And for my third one is probably going to be awareness. So we set these goals at the beginning of the year. Everybody does this at the end of the year to set for the new year. But the key is, if you don't have the coach or somebody to keep you accountable, your goals tend to drift out of your awareness. So have a way, have a means to keep it in your awareness. You actually really need to be thinking about these things on a daily basis. You might have a week's goal, a month's goal, a 6-month goal, a year's goal, but really it's about what little things you do every single day that will get you to that goal. So those would be my three. What about you?
Yes, wow. I love that. So for me, it's um getting intentional. So being grateful, most of the time we let our days pass by and we wake up, we get ready for work, for school, for whatever. I need we need to be intentional. We need to take a pause, 1 minute or two, be grateful for the three things that would happen to us during the day. Expect be be expectant. How do
Yep,
you say that?
yep, that's right.
Expect for great things to happen to you during the day instead of worrying about the negative things, bad things that might happen, traffic, boss, or something like that. Be grateful immediately once you wake up, and and it also sets your day up, because when you feel grateful, you feel refreshed, energized. And so 1 minute or two, be grateful for whatever you want
Love it.
to have during that day. Of course, be grateful for the life that you have and the air that you breathe and the roof that you have, but of course of the things that you want to achieve during the day. And in the evening, write down the three things that you also want to achieve the next day. So whatever you want, you don't need to put so many in the list, because once you have too many in the list, you already will feel
Mhm.
exhausted and overwhelmed with those
Yep.
things that you need to achieve. So three things is enough. And the second one is be surrounded by people who would
Mhm.
lift you up, who would
Yeah.
challenge you, who would be with you on your journey. Because like I mentioned earlier, you are the five people who surrounds you. So
Yep.
whoever you are with, that also affects your mindset, your mentality. And it if they are people who would encourage you, you feel activated, energized, and you feel like you can conquer whatever life
Yes.
throws you. And the third, yes, you need to get a coach, because or an accountability
Mm.
partner, because these people would really motivate you. And these coaches have also gone through life, and they have learned already so many mistakes that they know the shortcuts.
Yep.
And they can help you move forward to wherever you want to go, because they will teach you what to do or what not to do, so
Right.
that you can achieve your goals, your dreams, and your aspirations. But mostly, this is really very important. We need to focus on the positive things. Being grateful is really very helpful, because I myself have been depressed, because I tend to internalize so many things that are going negatively. And if you focus on the negative things, you just go into a deeper depression, and it's really not the way you would want your life to live. We only have 24 hours a day, and if you feel depressed, you need to call on to someone, you need to call a friend, and have that accountability partner help you, get you motivated, and help you move forward. Because moving 1% positively a day, moving one step a day, will make a big difference, because it compounds. 1% can make 100% in the longer run. So me moving forward, keep yourself motivated with the people who will motivate you and who will cheer you on, and you can succeed your life.
Absolutely. I love it.
So I would like to end, well, it's very short. Our show is very short today, because it was an impromptu. Let us know what you think. Is there anything that you would like us to share about in the next coming Crystal Clear shows? What would you like to learn this coming 2024? And we will be very excited to share you our knowledge and our talents in the next coming months. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day. Happy
Bye.
New Year. Bye.